So, you just bought your Nissan NV3500 passenger van, and you still haven't quite figured out how to get into your 7-foot garage, but that's okay. You got some nice new Luverne MegaStep running boards, and they look purty on your little monster. But how do you install them? Let's find out in this video today by our Frontier. So, tools needed for the project. Here's a pretty bunch for you. First is a drill with a 3/8" metal drilling bit, a tape measure, deep socket ratchet wrench with a 1/2" socket as well as a 3/8" socket and extension, right angle drill, center punch, C-clamps, but you're going to need 4 of them. You're going to need a 1/2" wrench, a Sharpie, some safety stuff, and depressingly blue tape. Well, on the passenger side of the van, the company Luverne tells you to put it at these measurements, which are measured in inches from the front wheel well, which is actually right here. So there's a little issue with that. You see, on the last bracket, it would actually be placed about right here, which is a spot that it can't even go. So we had to make some adjustments. So here's the passenger side of the van again, and here are the new measurements that we put on there. We found that it distributed the weight very well with the running boards, as well as all the brackets were put into proper places. Now we had some issues on the driver's side as well, because if you look right here where the brackets go, there's a part of the air conditioner there, and it's really right in the way. So we need some new measurements to let these brackets go around it. Here's the driver's side of the car, and the measurements that you need are right here. Those are measured off of the front wheel well, like that front mud flap there. Now that part of the air conditioner was right here, so you can see it goes right around it. And all these measurements are in the description of this video, so look there too. So first, let's just attach these brackets to the car at the right spots where the measurements were for them. You can use these C-clamps to do that, as well as make sure to have blue tape on the C-clamps where it touches the car so as not to blemish the vehicle. And when you attach all 4 C-clamps to all 4 brackets on one side, this is how pretty it's going to look. Now that we have all the brackets where they need to go, we can start focusing on one bracket and marking holes for it. Make sure the bracket doesn't fall on your head or anything. Never mind. Okay, so mark that hole right there on the bottom of the bracket, because that's where we're going to make our first drilling spot. Now to make sure we are drilling exactly where we want to go, because this is on metal, you can use a center punch to start a little dimple. Now you can get out your right angle drill with a 5/32 bit and drill away. Make sure to be careful so as not to puncture the car in any way you don't intend to. After that, go outside, and now you can use your 3/8 bit and drill on in. Again, please be careful here. Now after that, you're going to get the appropriate bolt, nut, and washer and attach it right there on that pinch weld through that hole you just made. Now after you do this to one, you're going to do this to the other 3 on the same side. And you don't have to worry about tightening it up super hard yet, just keep it kind of loose for the moment. Now we can focus on the running board itself by sticking the square-headed bolts into the second groove. The first groove already has bolts in it, but try to put the bolts in the locations where the brackets are going to be. After you carefully put the running board on top of the brackets that are loosely attached, you can now put the bolts through like so. And after this, you can start attaching the nuts. Now observe human hair. Also make sure the running board is about 5 inches from the back wheel well. Once you've made sure this is the case, now you can tighten up all those bolts on the underside of that running board. Now let's focus on the top of the bracket and focus on drilling the holes for those hex head screws that need to go in there. You'll be using a right angle drill with the 5/32 drill bit. After it's done, start tightening them on in. Now just be careful, don't tighten it too hard because these can strip out, so you need to be a little bit careful. Make them pretty snug though. After that, tighten up that bolt on the bottom of the bracket, and you're going to have to use a wrench on the other side to hold it steady. An extra hand might help in this case. Make sure once again everything's tightened up and that your running board is lined up the way it needs to be on all the brackets. Hey, so there you have it. That's how you put on your hot new running boards. So let us know if you have any questions, as well as if you have any requests for any other videos like this. And also, please make sure to